As we continue our focus on Black History Month and people and places that contribute to Black culture, it's hard not to include the Gite Art Gallery in that conversation. Not in the museum district, but in the 3rd Ward, not far from Emancipation Avenue, is where you'll find this home. It is a home. It looks quite normal from the outside, but inside, well, let's just say it's a very impressive display of all kinds of African-inspired art. It's the Gite Art Gallery, established by Lloyd Gite. When he got out of the TV news business here 20 years ago in Houston, you may recognize the face. Lloyd Gite is here this morning. I can't believe it's been 20 years.
It's been 20 years.
I remember when you stepped out and you started to do that. How did you end up making it evolve from maybe what was your personal collection to something that is a really nicely laid out museum?
Well, actually, as a child, I was fascinated with Africa. Don't ask me why, but I was fascinated with Africa. So my first trip to Africa was in 1976, and I fell in love with the art. And I brought back lots of wonderful art for friends. And I gave them to friends, and they were like, oh, the next time you go, can you bring us something back? And I'm like, I can do that. Okay. And that's really how it started.
So now as you were transitioning out of the television business, you were figuring out, okay, you love it, but then it became something that became more than just I love it. It became a business opportunity for you. Now you're at the place where you are now. How did you come to find that place? And I know when I was there, you're basically walking in a home that's got all kinds of art. How'd that concept come about?
Well, I had a couple of friends who saw the house. And that house was built in 1943. And they said, this would be a perfect place for your gallery. I mean, it just happened just like that. And I thought, well, let me look at it and see. And I went to the house, and it was in disarray. But I thought, this could be an art gallery. And so we did a few little things in terms of cleaning it up, adding this, adding that, and then it became my art gallery.
So we have some video of some of the artists you have, and I just thought everything's vibrant. You walk in and you see if this piece or another piece has got very much color. Talk about, you don't have, it's not like you got the same kind of style throughout. There's all kind of different artists. How did you come about deciding which pieces to bring in?
Whatever touches my heart. I can look at a piece and know that that is the piece that I want to have in the gallery. There are other pieces that I'm like, oh, I'm not so sure. But I do all the selecting of the paintings, and the unique thing about the gallery is that everything we sell is from Africa. They're all African artists. You wouldn't be able to tell that they're African artists because it looks a lot like African American art. But yeah, they're all African artists, and all of them still live on the continent with the exception of one who lives in Chicago. And
you have made it a point to make sure the young people get exposed to your art. Talk about that.
Oh, we had 40 students, 3rd, 4th, and 5th graders in last week, and it was just, that's a lot of energy when you put that many kids together, and they loved the art, and many of them had never been to an art gallery before, and I think it's never too young to expose kids to art, especially to our art. It's very important, but the kids are just, oh my God. I have a lot of photographs in the gallery, and they fell in love with the photographs of people like me and Beyonce, and me and Maya Angelou, and me and Rosa Parks. They loved it. And they ask all kinds of questions.
Right. What goes on, what's the evolution of where you are now to where you want to be as far as this gallery and what it is now and what you want it to be?
I'm pretty comfortable with what the gallery is today. I don't have any plans to expand. This is more than a notion for me. Somebody coming out of television and running a business and having that business run for 20 plus years.
Right.
I'm comfortable where we are right now. Just keep supplying what I call fine art by African artists to the Houston community. And not only the Houston community, because we have clients all over, but that's what I want to continue to do.
And not African-American artists, but African artists.
African artists. And the reason why people say, well, why don't you sell African-American art? Well, when I started this business, there were already 2 or 3 people who were selling African-American art. I didn't want to compete with them. And I knew African art. So that's why I decided just African art. Now, unfortunately, those galleries are no longer in business, but there are a few in the city that still sell African-American art. I'm a big proponent of African-American art. I'm a big collector, personal collector of African-American art. So, but Africa is what did it.
So I'm like the little kids. I saw your pictures on the settee and of the different folk that you've been with in Black history. We have you and Beyonce back when you both were younger. Although
Coretta Scott King.
Coretta Scott King, Muhammad Ali, there's a lot of that out there, and some of those you had a lot more black hair then too.
I had a lot more hair, period.
So what do you suggest to people? They want to know more about African art. What's the best way they can do that?
Well, we're on all forms of social media, but the experience of coming to the gallery, like you said, seeing this house that we've transformed into a gallery, which still looks like a house. I mean, there's furniture there, so people can walk in and say, oh, well, my house looks like this, and this is how I can decorate with art. That's what's really important.
Well, I'm congratulating you on 20 years and showcasing some of the best African art around, and congratulations on being able to leave this career and do all right and do well. Still,
there's hope for you.
Still the best dressed man around, so that's good.
No, you're the competition.
Thank you, Lloyd. Congratulations.
Thank you, Cambro.